Kacher, of course, the CIO of Light Street Capital. Amazon, second biggest equity holding for you guys. Given some of the recent publicity surrounding Jeff Bezos, is that a headline risk, you think, for the stock?
I don't think so. I mean, I think, you know, he's proven himself over many years to be a great steward of others' capital. I think as a family, and his wife McKinsey, who could become a very, you know, the very large shareholder of the company. I think they've behaved in a responsible way. So we don't think that the changes that may be occurring there are going to impact the core business. And the most important part of the business that we're focused on is that ramp of advertising revenue, which is raising operating margins maybe 100 basis points a year in the e-commerce business. So you haven't altered your portfolio at all, or in light of these recent revelations? Not at all. We're incredibly excited about Amazon. Okay, well, when we spoke in October, you told me that you actually pared back your stake in Facebook and put money into Amazon. Now, I want to play for you a clip of Sean Parker, who spoke with Hadley Gamble yesterday, talking about some of the privacy issues surrounding those two companies. Take a listen.
I worry more about companies like Amazon because they're doing. You know, Facebook is something you use actively. Instagram is something you use actively. You're choosing to post content, and you understand that ads may be targeted based on the content you post and so forth. Amazon Alexa, on the other hand, is listening to everything you say. If you're having a conversation in front of an Alexa-enabled device, Amazon's not guaranteeing you any privacy.
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
Well, look, I think there's an implicit deal that we all make when we buy a technology product, and we have an expectation for companies like Amazon, like Facebook, like Twitter, that they are going to protect our privacy. And when it comes out in the public that perhaps they're not taking that implicit guarantee or that implicit relationship seriously, it's a real deal, and we've seen that over the last year plus with Facebook, and I think that's driven the usage of Facebook to be down significantly over the last year, and they've had to make up for it by increasing ad load, by increasing prices on their platform to keep the revenue growing, and you've seen Facebook stock bounce back on that. So Amazon's going to have to address when exactly these files are being recorded to learn your voice and on an Echo product, and how long they're going to be keeping those, and make the public aware of how they're using your data.
Do you think Parker is right in that, and we should mention that Parker was an early investor in Facebook, that Amazon actually will have to grapple with more issues surrounding privacy than Facebook already has?
Well, I think that's a stretch, frankly. They're going to be dealing with more privacy issues because up until now, people haven't really focused on that risk with Amazon. But I think as the future, as the world is evolving and people are understanding how much data is out there, all of the big tech players are going to need to pay attention to it. I think in this case, I saw the parts of the rest of the interview, and I think Sean is taking seriously, and as a former part of the management team there, the product that they created and the implicit risk and the implicit deal with the consumer that they had, and he feels some sense of guilt or responsibility for making sure that Facebook takes that seriously going forward. Amazon has to do the same.
Given some of the privacy implications, and I know you said you exited Facebook last year, do you see a situation where you actually get back into Facebook, or have you, as well as some of the other FANG names? Yeah.
Well, look, I think in a way this is kind of Facebook's. It's a real crisis. It's a Tylenol, tampering of Tylenol kind of moment. They need to treat it that way. I don't think we've quite gotten the company there in terms of how they are dealing with it. They are investing to make it better, but I don't think they've publicly acknowledged that in the right way, the risks. So, but they'll make progress. They'll figure it out. They've got incredibly smart people at the top. I think if you look back, and a lot of people ask about the regulatory risk at these companies. I mean, you look back 20, 30 years ago, and the government was trying to break up and weaken Microsoft, and Microsoft said, one of the most valuable companies in the world now. They tried to, shut down, break apart IBM. We're here in San Francisco. That I think right now there's a conference being put on by IBM with 40,000 attendees. So it's very, very difficult to destroy these franchises. They're incredibly important to society and to our economy. And I think Facebook's going to be here for a long time.
So you're not concerned at all about the movement in Washington about looking at tech companies and the power that they hold. That's become an increasingly louder part of certain political platforms and whether they need more regulation in the tech community.
Look, concerned in the short term, but in the long term, no.
And you're pretty well diversified, your portfolio, especially in Asia. Your largest equity position is Softbank right now.
Yes.
Why so bullish on Softbank?
Yeah, look, Softbank is an incredible story where their stake in Alibaba is their entire market cap. They also own, incredible assets, whether it's their telecom, one of the leading cellular networks in Japan, as well as a huge stake in Yahoo Japan, a huge stake in Sprint, which will be, will combine with T-Mobile. And they've got the Vision Fund, which is an incredible business operation where they're shooting guided missiles at the best companies of cash, right? They want to be an investor in these companies, and the investors in Silicon Valley are running around with rifles and pistols, investing in these companies. Those are compatible things. It's not that SoftBank is going to disrupt the venture capital community in the same way our military uses big giant ships, but we also use snipers on the ground, and both are going to do great. But I think it's an incredible opportunity for the individual investor, as well as an institutional investor like us, to get real exposure to this incredible growth part of the industry where SoftBank is investing.